Good evening and welcome to my presentation is Buying Bread at Digital Customer Experience. Thank you that I have the possibility to talk about this topic because this is the main topic of our company. So what Grassfish is doing is that we are helping customers, especially retailers, on their digital transformation path. And there is online retail, which is around 20% of the retail market, and the main part is bricks and mortar retail, so shops. People go to shops, they like shopping, and digital transformation is a big topic there, and this is where we help them. We are a small company with 50 employees based in Vienna, so we have also some team members in Switzerland and Germany, and we work mainly for large corporations like BMW, globally Porsche, Lidl, for banks, airports, for Hugo Boss and other fashion stores. And our business is helping them to become ready for the future. And why is this necessary? It's necessary because consumers have changed. And this change, is not the change is not the change to buying something online. So it's not that people want to buy online or not want to go in the shop. It's it's like this: the behavior of the people have changed because of the use of online and especially mobile. So what people are expecting now is that they can shop everywhere, that they have a voice. So, for example, that they can do ratings, that they have followers, that they show what they have bought, and they are, so everyone is publishing media, and this is something that is really changing the way how brands and retailers communicate to the people. And also another topic is that personalization is a big issue because people and consumers want to buy relevant products. So they want to have the feeling that the products are relevant to them. The difficulty for retailers is that all these expectations and behaviors are different for different generations. So compared to earlier days, the different generations like the boomers and the generation Z, the millennials and so on, they have all different expectations, they have different behaviors, and they're also connected to online and mobile in a different way and in a different degree. And especially, so the younger people have, they do a lot of mobile. With mobile, they have the different platforms, and they use their platforms as part of the journey to buy products. So if they want to buy a product, they talk to others, they get opinions, they look at ratings, they share their opinion, and the retailers have, or they are aware of this, and they have to become part of these communication channels. And this is a main necessity because what is different now compared to the 70s, 50 years ago, is that 50 years ago there was marketing and there was retail. Marketing was the part of the company that did advertisements, TV advertisements, radio advertisements, print advertisements, and then people went to the stores and bought the products in the stores. But the marketing in the stores was very poor at that time, and these departments were really separated. So there was these two steps: we advertise something and people sell something. And this has changed now because now a typical customer journey looks like this. So people get attracted, they speak to friends, they look at the websites, they search for other products, they compare products, compare prices, they go to the shop, and it's a long way from getting attraction to buying a product. And this long way has a large number of touch points: mobile, online, and also in the store. And all this has to be brought together. And there are a number of different buzzwords, say it like this, but these are different topics that have to be addressed through this customer journey. It's gamification, having fun, getting the right experience. People want to have incentives when they buy something. Personalization, as I told, is a big issue. And this has to be brought to the customers on all channels. And it started, so 50 years ago, there was a single channel, there was a store, and the customer went to the store to buy something. He bought it there and then went home with the good that he bought. And when online started, multi-channel was set up. So that means that companies, they had their stores, and then they had a different department, and a different department set up a web store. So you could, as a customer, buy products in the web store, or you could buy them in the store, in a real store. And but these were really separated silos because sometimes they had different products with different pricing. They had different messages. The main thing that was similar or the same was the brand, but everything below that was separated. And the next step was then cross-channel. That meant that a customer can buy things online, or they can buy it in a shop, but these were different departments, and also the data was split up. And what the trend is now, and this is really a large or big step for the companies, is omnichannel. Because omnichannel means that you have a consistent communication to the customer on all channels. Meaning you have the same products, you have the same campaigns, and if a customer logs in on the web, then he should have the same bonus packages and the same vouchers and the same benefits as if he goes to the store. And if, for example, a customer in car retail starts to configure a car, then it should be possible that he goes to the car retailer, to the car dealer shop, and then calls up his configuration there and continues it there. So it's very difficult to set up this consistent journey with the same data, with the same media files, with the same messages on all channels. But this is a necessity because on the lower chart, you see that, and this is a little bit an older chart, a few years ago, that the customer journey can start mobile or in the web or in the store, and then and then it can finish somewhere else. So customers go to the web and then buy it in the store, or they go to the store and see things and buy it on the web. And the trend is that that this mix is really increasing, so that stores are becoming more like something like a marketing touch point, a flagship store sort of thing, where people can experience products, and but more and more people are buying then these products online in the web or mobile, but it can also be the other way around. And that's why it is really necessary that you have this consistent message and the consistent application on all channels. And this is really difficult for traditional companies, because for a company like Amazon, it's easy because they have set up their IT system 20 years ago or 25 years ago, and they started with a consistent system where the customer is in the middle, so a customer-centric system, and and it's only one system. So there's one big system, which is the customer relationship management system, holds the products, does the ERP and everything. The problem for a traditional retailer like BMW or Hugo Boss or Rewe is that they have this old or this legacy IT system. So they started with they have an ERP system that holds the prices and the product information, but this system does not have, for example, pictures of the products. And then they have a media system, a digital asset management system, which holds the media files, but maybe without a connection to the products and the customers. And then some have a CRM system and some not. And it's very difficult for them to bring all this together and to create a consistent message. And this is their main problem compared to online companies, and it's not that the people buy online, but the people have the consumers have a different expectation how they can be approached. And for example, if we go back to the bakery, and the bakery is not a technical, or bread is not a technical product, and also not a luxury product, so it's a low-level product. But even here, we have a lot of different digital touch points. So one important thing is creating trust and emotions. So storytelling is one thing. Storytelling is important now because people do not buy products more. They do not buy products because they are cheap or something or expensive, but they buy products because there's a story behind. And this is, for example, if you live in Vienna, you know, for example, Josef Brot. And Josef Brot, they created, this brand created a story behind baking bread. So how you work with bread, with which ingredients you have, what is the philosophy behind, and it is necessary, or it is important to bring this story to the people. That's part of marketing. And one important aspect is also to bring this story and the emotional feeling of the brand to the people in the store. One part is always the store interior, but more and more brands use screens, or for example, digital menu boards to promote the products, but to also bring the brand and the emotions behind the brand to life, because it's always easier if you see something moving. For example, if you see a movie from the on the back office or from the factory where the bread is manufactured, then it's easier to get this feeling what is happening in reality. And so movies, which are easy to transport and to communicate on a mobile phone or in the web, are much more difficult to transport in the store. And screens and digital screens are a big part of or a big technology to bring this animated digital information to the customers. And a screen looks very easy to set up. It's a screen and then a DVD player. But in fact, if you are a manufacturer, a brand, you have a network of screens, and then you have a large set of messages and movies and menu board items and prices and products. So you need a strong content management system behind to connect all these dots to create the right messages, and to also create the right messages for each touch point, for each, because for example, if you have a shop in the city center, then it might have different products and maybe also different prices than a shop on the countryside. Then you have maybe different audience, so the consumers have different needs in the morning or at lunchtime. At lunchtime, for example, you sell more small lunch packets. In the evening, someone wants to buy bread for their home. So the products are different, the promotions have to be different, and this is an important thing for a dynamic system, that this dynamic selection of the content and the dynamic creation of the content is possible. And it goes into the direction that with, for example, camera-based system or with interactive system, the CMS gets information about the needs of customers in a store automatically, and automatically sets up the right messages. For example, we are working with some companies that have AI-based audience recognition systems who recognize age and gender, and based on this information, the right content is selected. But we are going more into the direction that, based on the, for example, use of interactive applications, the interest of the audience is automatically selected, and in real time the right messages are set up. So if you see a screen somewhere, and most people do not think much about it, in fact, there is a lot of IT knowledge behind of monitoring capabilities, stability capabilities, content management, artificial intelligence, and so on. The next step, which is important, is customer involvement. Customer involvement means that compared to a standard screen, which is a one-way communication, you want to bring the customer in the communication. So the customer should be part of the communication. This can happen online. For example, online you can have your website, you can do ratings, you maybe have a newsletter as a retailer, so you can create an interaction, but you can also do it online. These are two examples from real projects of ours. So one thing is for example an ingredients screen. So ingredients and allergens are and vegetarian, vegan, healthy products is a big topic, and it is important for people to see what are the ingredients in a product, and especially also with bread and the different types of baked goods, it's not so easy to see what is inside. And so to find here the right product, so maybe based on an allergy you have, that's something where an interactive system can help, because usually or very often the sales staff in a bakery chain does not know everything about the products. And here an interactive system can help, and helps customers to find the right products. And then other important thing, especially with bakery products, is real-time information, because everyone knows it. If bread is freshly baked, then it's much better. So if you have a real-time information that in 3 minutes the kipfeln are ready, then maybe you wait for 3 minutes and get your fresh kipfel. So this is a connection then between the oven and the screen system to get real-time information and bring this information to the consumers. Other topics are personalization, so that you get that you have also can set up this personal link to the brand. So with loyalty cards that are now often used on mobile phones, and with the mobile phones you can then have your personal mobile voucher, so that you get your personal recommendations, maybe some vouchers where you can get things for free on the mobile phone, to create this connection with the brand, with the bakery, and bring also some rewards to you if you buy there. This is also one thing where you have then the CRM system behind, you have then the apps behind, and also some decision-making systems to define what is the next best product for a customer. And this is also important, brings me to the next important topic, to convenience, which is also becoming more and more important depending on the age of the generation. So mobile payment is an important thing that it's similar to other payment systems, but also online order and delivery. This is depends on the country. So for example, in UK, where we also have customers, real estate is very expensive. So it is more and more difficult there for grocery stores and supermarkets to buy or to have a store in on every corner. And this leads to this, that people often have to drive a long way or walk a long way to the next store. So online delivery and online order of food, something that is growing, for example, very fast in UK. It's not a big trend here until now, but this can change. But this can, another possibility here is, because this is, everything here is called live situation support. So one live situation can be that it is too long for you to walk to the store, but on the right side you see click and collect. And this is something that is for bread. has its importance, because if you, for example, after your work go to the bakery and you want to buy your favorite bread, then it can be like this, that it's out of stock. And with click and collect, it means that you can pre-order things. Like in the earlier days when you work, or maybe at some bakery stores, you can do it now, that you call them or that you are there very frequently, and they know which bread you want to have, and they store it for you. But the trend goes to this, that you have that you can reservice or order it online, but it is not brought to you, but you collect it on your way home. And the bakery cafe is then also something, a trend, that in the bakery, that you not only buy their bread, but you can also drink their coffee or eat something. And this is also often accompanied with the use of mobile phones, that you have a Wi-Fi spot there, that you have screens there with news and weather information and so on. So you see there are a lot of digital touch points that are even important for a bakery chain. And behind this, you have large databases, you have the content management system, customer relation management, the media databases. You have big data, because all this data is collected, has to be analyzed. You have artificial intelligence algorithms to find the right products for the people. And then you have the different software pieces also on the screens, because the screen has a media PC behind, on the tablets, on the mobile apps, the IoT connection to things like the oven or to sensors. And so this is a very complex system behind to make this easy looking customer journey work on a digital way. And we do it like this, that we have a large number, or a large diversity of people here at the office. So we have hardcore backend developers, we have big data, especially mobile app developers, web developers, then our developers to do IoT and the software for devices. But these, the IT people work closely together with graphics artists, UX designers, with retail consultants to set up the right approach, because this topic is a connection of creativity and IT. That's also difficult often for the customers, because it's marketing and IT combined, or creativity and IT combined. And if we then do a project, then the people for this project are set up. So we create squads of people from different areas working together. And this is the main part, or the main reason for our success, that we have these people from very different backgrounds, creative people, graphics artists, big data analysts, and software developers of all flavors, working together, creating this easy looking experience for the customer. Thank you. Yeah, it's the end of my presentation. Are there any questions?
Thank you for your presentation. We gathered some questions. The first one is, you brought up gamification in your buzzwords. Are there some examples how this is implemented in the customer journey?
Yes, there is. So gamification is important, because it does not always mean that there is a game behind. Sometimes there are games, for example, games where you then can win something. But gamification means the way, for example, for interactive applications, but also for the graphics, how they work. So it's like this, that if you work with something, with an app or with an interactive application on a screen, that it should make fun. It should it should make fun. So it is or it should be a little bit like a game.
Okay, the next one is, how did the pandemic affect you and your customers? What were the challenges and maybe possible new opportunities?
Yeah. So for the pandemic did not affect us. In fact, during the last few months, we hired 8 people because digital is not is more a solution for pandemic problems. Because, for example, if you can pay contactless or yeah, or order something online, then it helps in pandemic times. And but we saw effects on some of our customers. For example, business of the fashion business and also transportation business was really affected, and everything what has to do had to do with tourism. But for example, food retail, was very strong in the last month, and so it leveled out, but it did not really affect our business. What we did, we developed some new products or solutions. For example, we created a product that counts people in a store, and then you have a green and red light if you can get in or not. Or for example, we also have developed a product with a partner in the AI field, which can detect if you wear a mask or not. And if you then enter a store and you do not wear a mask, then there's a screen telling you, please put on your mask.
It's very interesting. The next question is, how are you conducting user research?
So user research is something what we usually do not do ourselves. So what we do is that we are working closely together with the customers. So it's not like this that we are only a software manufacturer. We are in at the core, or in our heart, we are a tech company and we develop software. But when we speak to customers, then we are a companion, and we help them in setting up the right solutions. And because the digitalization of everything what is bricks and mortar, so in a store, is new for everyone, also for the retailers. We create solutions together, so we suggest new solutions and then we test them, or our customers, the retailers, test these solutions. And we see, for example, it's the best or the easiest way is with interactive application, where we can track how application is used. And but it's not only like this. So sometimes cameras are used to check if people are looking on screens or not, and how long they look at the screens to see what is interesting for them or not. Then sometimes our customers do customer surveys, and also what the retailers have, they have they see what is then in the end is which what products are sold. So user research is done on different levels, but always in a real project with our customers. And this is sometimes difficult, because very often it's like this, that we cannot share this information, because this information then belongs to one customer only. But for example, we set up 6 years ago shops for a Finnish telecom company with around 100 screens in the store and digital price tags. So it's really full of digital things, and this was tested over half a year. And then the result was that they had 30% more turnover in this store compared to other stores where they only had 10% increase. And then they decided, based on this information, to roll the solution out to all their stores. But so usually there are metrics behind, but usually they are the property of the retailer.
Thank you. The next question would be, what are your thoughts on lifestyle marketing like Red Bull, where the brand is more present in some kind of sponsoring than actually in real commercials? How does this affect the customer journey?
What Red Bull is a perfect example for storytelling. So one of my first topics, because what Red Bull really did very well is setting up the story behind the brand. I don't think that there are a lot of people buying Red Bull because of the taste. So the taste is, for me, it's good. I like Red Bull. I like the taste, but that's not. But the taste only, or the effect is not really the source of their success. The success came from the story behind, from the marketing, where they in the beginning especially sponsored all the extreme sports, and they were the only one that really were focused on extreme sports, and everything around this, and created this cool emotion about the brand, and this is the root of the success, and it's not the product. So that's a perfect example where not the product is in the this is the success, yeah, that where the success doesn't come from the product, but really only from the story that was set up. And usually, and this is yeah,
Thank you very much for your answer.
Stores, but we have other customers who have their own stores, and they use the same principles, but not all companies are so good as Red Bull in this.
Unfortunately, there is no more time for further questions, but in case you have any more questions, you can ask them later during the single sessions. Thank you very much for your talk, Roland.